What's happening, everyone? Welcome, come one, come all to the Epic Question. My name is Eric. As said in the description and the intro of this video, we're going to be talking about something that is a bit different from what you might be used to from our channel. We're going to be talking about audio, more specifically compression as it relates to audio and video. Now, this is very useful in any and all things related to audio and video. We're talking about compression. So let's take a look at a few examples to get an idea of what compression is, why it's important, and how you can use this to make your audio and your videos that much better. So let's do it. Now, according to Google, the definition of compression related to audio is dynamic range compression, DRC, or simply compression reduces the volume of loud sounds or amplifies quiet sounds by narrowing or compressing an audio signal's dynamic range. Compression is commonly used in sound recording and reproduction and broadcasting and on instrument amplifiers. Right here I have a picture of a basic waveform, okay? These smaller peaks are quieter pieces of audio, and as we go up to these larger peaks, the audio is getting louder and louder. Now, this is very important in a lot of circumstances, but we're going to be talking about specifically audio as it pertains to music and voiceover work, such as gaming commentary, things like that. The reason why you want to utilize compression is there are going to be moments where, let's say for example, you're recording a video gameplay where you're narrating what's happening. You're doing voiceover commentary for some sort of game. You may be in the moment of the game, kind of sucked in, and you're being real quiet, and you're talking, and you're just, okay, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go over here, and then all of a sudden you get very loud, and everything changes. So these peaks, these lower peaks are where you're talking normally, and what happens all of a sudden, you get very excited and you yell out, and all of a sudden, shoom, the peak shoots up. The idea by utilizing compression is you are minimizing the distance between these peaks in regards to their height. So instead of something drastic like from here to here, it's going to look more like here to here. Now, other examples of this, let's pull up some other examples here. Okay, here's a great example right here. This should be to illustrate this. Now, this is a waveform, much like we just showed. The difference is we're zoomed out much farther, so that's why you don't see the individual lines. It looks more like someone scribbled on that piece of paper. So the bottom row is giving you an example of audio that is recorded with compression on. If you notice, all these peaks and valleys are, for the most part, pretty consistent. It's not a flat line all the way across because you don't want that. The idea being you want to make the audio sound as natural as possible, whilst at the same time limiting that dynamic range, the distance between your low peak and your high peak. We want to limit that peak and make them closer together, so when you listen to the audio, it isn't going from drastically quiet to extremely loud. That's the idea. Now, compression itself doesn't really compress the audio. It isn't taking these larger peaks and making them smaller. What it's simply doing is taking the quieter portions, the lower peaks in your waveform, and they're actually making those louder. So in turn, it gives the illusion of compressing the audio, but all it's simply doing is taking the noise floor, things that have lower amplitude or loudness in your recorded piece of audio, it's actually raising those up to match the louder portions. So this is why in pop music or in music in general, you'll hear songs where somebody's singing very softly, and then for the chorus they belt it out, but you don't hear a drastic jump in the loudness or amplitude in their vocal. That's because they're utilizing compression. This is an extremely important tool to utilize, especially for voiceover and also for music, video, everything else. But again, like I said, we're talking about it as it pertains to music and especially voiceover work, commentary, stuff like that. Let's go to this example. If you look at this again, it's showing a piece of audio that was recorded. So this is somebody talking very loud, and then all of a sudden they get quiet. And they're just kind of talking, not saying much of anything at all, being really important. And now they're getting excited and everything's getting crazier and they're getting louder and everything all of a sudden is important and really loud. Then you go to the second example down here, which is actually showing audio that is recorded with compression already on it. So, depending on what kind of program you use to record your audio, most of them will give you an option to put compression on either before or after the fact. I'm a fan of putting it on before and after, but again, do what's easiest for you and what makes the most sense. The idea is it's not going to make a drastic difference in the quality of your audio, but the idea behind it is to make it that much better. So it's a good tool to utilize at the very least. And if you look down here, as I said, the example being, if you go through and look at this, it is pretty consistent all the way across. And this is the same piece of audio, okay? This top section is the exact same section of audio, or not the exact same section of audio, I should say. They did the exact same thing twice in a row. Once without compression, one with compression set. So you're looking at the sections here at the top and bottom, the bottom being the one that has the compression, which is the most consistent, which is the goal, which is what we want to do when we record audio. We want people to hear what we're doing, understand it, make sure it's loud and clear, while at the same time, you've seen those videos posted where it'll say, headphone warning, where they scream at the top of their lungs, and it's this huge jump in loudness and amplitude. The dynamic range is drastically changed. But as a result, if they would have utilized compression, don't get me wrong, you're not squashing it down to nothing. I mean, if you're louder, you're going to get louder. But the difference is, if you have no compression, from a quiet section to a loud section from here to here. But if you utilize compression, it lessens the distance between peaks. So those jumps from quieter to louder aren't as drastic. Well, anyways, I hope this video helps some of you guys out. I know a lot of you may already know what compression is, and a lot of you may already utilize it. Some of you may be using it and don't even realize it because it may default in your program that you're using to either record your audio and video for your commentary, YouTube videos, or in your DAW, your digital audio workstation, when you're recording music. But either way, for those of you that like the video, don't forget to give it the old thumbs up. And if you really like the video, why don't you share it? Put it on Facebook, put it on YouTube so somebody else can see it. But without further ado, with no more hesitation, and with just a delay, my name is Eric. I am from The Epic Question. Until next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.